we have this, many of us come to our, this business with different skills and abilities. So some of us come with a huge network of people that is easy to get started, easy to connect with, easy to start building a customer base. Then some people may come to this business and maybe you don't have this large customer or network of people. So your beginning point may be to start building a network. Then we have some people who maybe naturally have that skill of talking about, you've had a great experience on Juice Plus, and so you're sharing with people, oh my gosh, here's what happened when I started taking Juice Plus. So you're getting customers galore. But then maybe some of you are like, you know what? I started taking Juice Plus in my early 30s. I didn't have any issues. I wasn't expecting this huge change in my health. But so maybe you're at that point, so it's maybe attracting customers may be a challenge for you. Or there may be people who you just love this whole community of people and you're getting partners left and right, where some other ones may be struggling attracting partners. So wherever we are on this process, it is going to look different for each one of us. We all don't start with the same skills and abilities, but here's an exciting thing. When it comes to starting from a prospect, taking them all the way up to a leader in our business, at some point, we have to go through we have to stretch and develop ourselves at different points, and different people have to be stretched and grown in different areas. So if you're on here and you're like, you know, man, I just need to build my network. I'm having a hard time meeting new people. Or, wow, I just need to really get my customer base up so that I'm qualifying my business. Or maybe you're at, man, I've got a big network. I've got tons of customers. I even have a lot of partners on my team, but I need to learn how to develop those partners into partners with goals. Wherever you are, here's what I want to encourage you, is it will happen as long as we are actively growing, putting in the action week in and week out. You're going to see movement in your business. And so this whole, we're on a 4-week series now on the process of prospecting. So whether it's going out and finding new prospects, or bringing those prospects to customers, or those customers to partners, or partners to qualifiers, or qualifiers to leaders on our team, it is a process. And so don't get irritated, discouraged, down, frustrated. It is a process, and we're all going through this process. No matter what stage it is, we all are going through that, and we're all going to hit bumps in the road. So the question is, and if you're on this call, I think I know the answer to the question. The question is, are we willing to develop and grow ourselves? And are we willing to keep putting ourselves out there, keep taking that next step, keep bringing ourselves outside of our comfort zone to grow and to develop? And if the answer is yes, then I guarantee your business will continue to grow and you will move forward. Okay, so last week, so we're talking about, let me pull this up. So we're talking about this whole prospect of prospecting. And the definition of prospecting, I'm sorry, I need to, let me share my screen with you guys. All right, so this process of prospecting. So we talk about, and thank you, Allison, you weren't on here last week, but Allison shared this visual with me that has kind of sent us down this path. And it is, first of all, along this process, it's attracting, then it's engaging, then it's converting, then it's nurturing. And so whether it's going after prospects or trying to find customers or partners, qualifiers or leaders, this process works for all those categories. So first, last week, we talked about what does attracting look like? And if you remember, we talked about that when we walk through this process, the bottom line when it comes to attracting, it's inviting somebody to something or to someone. And so when I think about this attraction process, I loved how Linda went into detail, and she's going to kind of follow up and give you some real life examples when I finish up today. But when I think about this attracting, whether I'm attracting a prospect, a customer, a partner, qualifier, or a leader, this attraction process is an invitation. So if you think about it, what I did was say, okay, I'm going to sit down before this call this morning and say, I'm going to look at the last 10 partners I brought onto my team. How did I attract them? What was that invitation process to attracting someone onto my team? And so I'm going to list, there are five ways that I attracted these 10 people. So one of them was, I've known this gal, went to my mom and dad's church, and we briefly got to know each other, but we became friends on Facebook. And so we just have connected on Facebook down through the years. And the season was right for her. We connected, and I think I responded to something she posted on Facebook. We started a conversation on Facebook. So that was the invitation. Facebook was the invitation that connected us, that attracted us. So who do you know? We all probably have several hundred people we know right off the bat because of Facebook. The next person was somebody who'd been a customer for literally 15 years. And she reached out to me. I just stay in touch with her. She's my customer. I was doing customer care. So when we were talking, her kids are older now. And so the invitation was, I said, have you ever thought about joining me in this community and becoming a partner with me? Man, I love you. And I do. I love this person a lot. And so I said, won't you consider it? And she was like, you know what? I think the timing's right. I've watched you build this business over the years. I want to join you. So that was a simple invitation to my customer. How many people on here have customers? Probably everybody. All right. So there's another invitation. If you're looking to build partners, which I think we all are on our team, that was the second person I brought on my team, where they came from. The third person was somebody who works for me. I needed some help decorating, and I asked one of my customers, she referred someone, and we hit it off. I love this person. And so together we just got taught. I made a shake for her. She loved it. We got talking about Juice Plus, and she said, my gosh, I need this stuff, and I know a lot of people who need this stuff. So that was the next person. Another one was one of my customers referred somebody to me. Said, this person needs Juice Plus, and by the way, I think she would be a great partner for your team. So that was a partner referral from a customer of mine back to customers. We've got to stay connected. So I sent the invitation out to this person and said, hey, let's go get coffee. So-and-so referred you. I don't know if you thought about Juice Plus, how much you know about it. And she also said she thought you'd love to be part of this community. And sure enough, she did. Then the next person, I'm looking down through my list of the latest partners. Another one was, my husband and I do marriage counseling at our church. And one of the new couples we've connected with, and I love them. And we just got talking about Juice Plus, set up a coffee after one of our sessions together as we're doing our marriage mentoring, and she became a partner. So those are just a few invitations. So I want you to get a pencil and paper, and when we think about this attraction, think about, what am I inviting people to? Whether you're inviting someone to become a prospect that you could start connecting with, someone you're inviting from prospect to customer, customer to partner, partner to a qualifier, qualifier to leader. It is an invitation that we extend to people. So who can you extend an invitation to coffee? Who can you send an invitation to watch a video? As I'm saying these things, I want you to be thinking of people, or either writing down these ideas. Who can you invite to a Zoom? Every Monday, I list all the Zooms we can jump on. Who can you invite to dinner? My last partner I brought on board this month, we had dinner, invited them to dinner together. I didn't know I was going to invite her to be a partner, but man, it was the first time I met her, and I loved her. How about a conversation? Who do you need to invite just to have a conversation with? How about Facebook? Who can you invite into your world? Invite you, comment in their world, and begin a relationship. May not happen immediately, but begin those invitations. How about your customers? What customers can you invite to take a look at the business? How about the people maybe who've come to your house to help you with something? Who can you invite to be a customer? Who can you invite to take a look at this incredible opportunity that we have? Are you connecting with your customers so they'll refer people? Are you inviting your customers to refer people to you? Maybe they've not even thought about referring people. Who do you know? I keep going back to Karen. Karen had such a good line. You've experienced such good results with Juice Plus. Who do you know needs to hear about Juice Plus that I'd be more than happy to connect with? How about, when we serve other people, we meet people. Where in your community can you get involved and help serve, and consequently you're going to meet people? Invite people to serve with you. Hey, let's go do this together. What about working out? Who can you invite to go work out with you? You guys, it's all about the invitation. That's where attraction. People feel attracted to you when they feel that you're attracted to them. In extending an invitation is going to open the doors for you. Is there a club? Is there a gathering? Neighborhood? What clubs or associations can you invite people to go with? We have to be out there connecting and meeting people. And it's challenging right now, but we can make it happen if we're intentional. What about an educational seminar? I was talking to someone the other day, and she just took a Whole Foods class and met a bunch of people. Who can you invite to go to some seminar or educate themselves? And then what about sports? Who can you invite to go play some tennis, to go for a walk? Think of all the ways you can invite people into your world, and you let them know you want to be invited into theirs. It's that attraction, but somebody has to be active and send the invitation out. Okay, that was last week. I'm sorry, I'm re-preaching my sermon. Sorry about that. Okay, this week, it's all about engagement. So we've attracted all these people. Now, how do we get into a good engagement with them? So here's the I always love starting with the dictionary. Brenda Proctor has taught me to be a lover of words. And I'll never catch up where she is. All the time I'm like, wait a minute, Brenda, what does that word mean? I love that about Brenda. So she's taught me to be a lover of words. So to think about engage, here's the definition of engage. Occupy, involve, interest, attention, participate, occupy, involve, interest, attention, participate. Think on that. Think on those definitions. They're all action. They're all action. And bottom line, the last one, attract, equates to an invitation. Engage equals getting to know somebody, building a relationship, spending time with somebody, getting into conversation with someone, learning who they are, digging deeper. You know, the last thing we need is hundreds of connections, but only going this deep with people. We'll be stuck there. So if you've got a large network, now the next thing is to start drilling down into that network. And it just takes time. This is a business of investing time into relationships if we want to build and grow this business. All right, so let's walk through some questions. If occupies the word, occupy is taking up time or space. So how are you going to take time with somebody this week? When we go to plan, think about the people who are going to be on your hot hands list this week. How are you going to take time with them? Are you going to do research about something that may be a health issue that they have? You're going to invest your time to help them. Or maybe you're going to invite them to go play tennis. Or maybe you're going to take time to have coffee with them. Or you're going to take time to send them a nice email of just kind of introducing them to Juice Plus. How are you going to occupy your time together, or space? Where can I go with them? Where can we occupy some space together to get to know each other? The second question, look over there, the word is involve. How can I get involved in their life? How can I involve them in my life? Back to that invitation process. So once I get involved in their life, I get to know their kids. I get to know what their issues are. I get to know where they go to church, where their interests are, what they like to do. We've got to get involved in people's lives, and we got to pull people into our lives. That's that engage with them and get them engaged with you. Because until we engage with them, we don't know. It's all surface, and we're never going to get deep into their lives and them into ours. And that's what we have to do. So think about those people that are going to be on your list, and how are you going to get involved with them this week? Number 3, interest. What are they interested in? Then it's all about learning about them. What interests them? If I know what interests them, I'm going to know how to attract them into the Juice Plus community, whether it be from a customer, a partner, or maybe it's already a partner, but digging deeper in that relationship, locking arms with them, helping them to move just from a partner on up to a qualifier. The more I'm interested in them, the more I'm going to know what's holding them back. If I'm trying to move them from partner to qualifier, then what is it that's holding them back? Next word, participate. Attention. How will you give them attention? You think of your 10 people on your hot hands list. How am I going to give them attention? Who on this call doesn't like to receive attention from someone? I think we all could raise our hand. When your husband, when your wife, when your friend, when an acquaintance, when someone you hadn't talked to from a while gives you attention. You know, last week I reached out to one of my customers. It was time for her Juice Plus to ship out. We're old college buddies. And you know what? It was so refreshing to reach out and just give her attention. She gave me attention back. And what I was reminded of the gift of friendship. And the gift of someone paying attention to me and me doing the same back and deepening that relationship further. Who can you give attention to? Who did something good? You could reach out and say, wow, I just saw what you posted on Facebook, or wow, I just heard about your accomplishment. Who can you give attention to? You talk about deepening a relationship. You're going to deepen a relationship when you give attention where attention is due. So find out, who can I give attention to, and engage in that person. And then participate. What will you invite them to participate in? Shopping, a sports event, church. Invite them to a Juice Plus event. Invite them to listen to a video. What can you invite them to participate in? You guys, what we're doing is we're taking that invitation and we're bringing it to the next level and deepening that engagement process. Until people know that we care, that we love them, that we're interested in them, we got to get good at relationships. And I promise, the better we get at deepening relationships, broadening our relationships, the faster and the bigger our businesses will grow. We know we have what a lot of people, everybody needs Juice Plus, and a lot of people need this amazing Juice Plus community. So that, let's build and grow these relationships and really engage in those people that we know, that we connect with, that we've attracted. Let's take it down to that next level and really begin engaging with those people. So when we get ready to do our hot hands list, then I want you to come back to these words of engagement and think about every name that goes on that list. How are you going to engage with them this week? And it can't be just customers. You have to have, how do you engage to get new prospects? How do I engage to get new customers? How do I engage to bring on new partners? How do I engage my partners to move on up to qualifiers? And how do I engage with those qualifiers and bring them on up to leaders? It works in all those categories of people. All right, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to hand it over to Linda. And Linda, if you will apply some real life application to what I just shared, that'll be awesome.
Okay. That was awesome, Elaine. I was like, wow, she's got it all wrapped up. I don't need to talk.
Sorry.
So we're going to just go a little bit deeper in those things that Elaine was talking about. And the first one is ask engaging questions. And I like to use the word FORM, and I'm going to give you some examples. Okay, the first one, F. Nobody likes to talk about anything better than their family. So ask them about their family. And then you can tell them some about yours if they ask, but don't go too deep, because remember, it's all about them. We want it to be all about their family. And, you know, don't bring troubles you're having in your family to that conversation. It just will kill it. The next one is O, occupation. I love this one. Ask them what they do for a living. Or do you stay at home? Do you have a job? Tell me about that. And I do that almost every conversation I have with a new person. And I am hoping, and I got my fingers crossed, that they gonna in turn say, well, do you work? What do you do? And I'm like, oh boy, I got it now. And this question that they might ask you could keep them engaged, or it could make they want to back away. So think about, remember last week, be a chameleon. Think about who they are and what they want to hear. That is how you are going to answer the question of what do you do? What is your job? And you don't want to throw Juice Plus all over them. So let me give you one example, and I'm sure you have tons of good ones. Well, here's one that I like to use. I help people set up their own home-based business so they can take care of themselves and their family. And you're hoping that that's going to raise curiosity, and they will say, well, how do you do that? Tell me more about that. You're hoping that's going to perk some interest because you haven't told them, but you've nothing about Juice Plus. You have just opened the door for that conversation to keep getting more and more engaged. Okay, always be ready to plant a seed for the business. Always. You might not get to do it, but you have in your back pocket something that you're going to say and about your business that's going to engage them more. And you might not get to do it to 10 meetings later, but sometimes you get to do it when you first meet somebody and that's what they're looking for. Maybe they're not caring about their health. They're caring about putting food on the table. They've lost their job. So always be ready. An experience, you could say, I'm having a great experience with, maybe you would say, this community I'm working with, or I'm loving the education I'm getting with my company. Share, I naturally started sharing with others because I love this mission of this wonderful company. So much so, I just decided this was going to be my job. Not only am I helping people, but I'm getting extra money to help pay for my child's private school. Or boy, my husband loves that I can help with the rent. Whatever that pertains to you and pertains to them. And in that, if this conversation gets engaged more, you could say, today, this company I work for and this product, this is the largest selling product and the most thoroughly researched nutraceutical product in the world. Now that doesn't get somebody's attention. And if that doesn't engage them to want to know more, it can do that. And then R, recreation. What do you do for fun? What do you do? Do you volunteer? Do you have sports? Do you have a hobby? And then the question that pertains right now is, can you tell me what you're doing for fun with this pandemic? You're engaging them to tell you more about them. And then M is motivation or money. Both of those, somebody might not need the money, but they might need a reason to get up every morning and have something that's worthwhile to do. You want to listen for clues that they need more money, or they don't like their job. They just want to be home with their kids. Daycare is so expensive. Listen for those clues to see if you can put your toe in the water. Test their reactions to see how much you can say to entice them to ask more about what you do. Where do they want to be in 5 years? That's deeper on in the conversation that'll make them think, right? You can share your passion for inspiring healthy living and helping future generations with their health. Always get their permission by listening for their questions on the subject. You don't want to throw up Juice Plus all over them. You have to get permission. If they're asking you more about what you're talking about, you can dive deeper in, keeping them engaged, keeping the conversation moving. You don't want to shut them down or run them away because you have just said way too much and their eyes are glazed over. Look and listen for a connection. I'm gonna give you some examples. I love seeing your family pictures on Facebook. They are so adorable. Or I hate that your kids are sick. Then you can private message and say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry your kids are sick, if you know this person. I noticed your posts about low energy or your recent diagnosis or your new workout program. Tell me more about that. You notice some part of an organization that they're involved with, and you thought, that's so interesting to me. Tell me about what you do with that organization. But a good rule, if you don't want to shut the conversation down, or if you're on Facebook and you don't want to make them block you, is never, ever, ever talk about politics or religion. That's a no-no. You're going to lose followers because not everybody's going to agree with you. You could lose customers. So you don't want to get into a heated discussion. So I just kind of avoid people who are talking about politics because you never know who's looking and going to see your comment. Going deeper, engaging deeper into the conversation. Sometimes you can learn more by saying, I would love to hear more about that. Or, can you explain that? I'm not sure I want to understand what you're saying. And one question, if we're diving deeper and we've got to the point that we're kind of putting our toes in about Juice Plus, you can say, wait a minute, have you found anything helpful nutritionally to support yourselves and your family? You still haven't mentioned Juice Plus. And another thing is, I can't do a lot about the environment, or I don't think we're supposed to say pandemic or anything, or blah, blah, blah. But I have found an easy button for getting 30 fruits and vegetables into me and my family. You can't wait for them to say, how? Oh my gosh, how? You're engaging them by your questions. Okay, share your story. Cater your story to whom you're talking to. If you engaged long enough, it might not be the first, second, third, it might be a year later, but if you've got to the point that you have permission to share your story, do that, but cater it to the person you're talking to. You don't want to tell someone who doesn't have any children how they can get more fruits and vegetables into their child. Cater it to them. And they don't have to know everything about Juice Plus, just something that will entice them to want to know more. Share education. An example, I absolutely love the video that helped me to learn more about the power of simply just getting more fruits and vegetables. That's saying a statement that they're going to say, wonder how she does that. Or I can't believe that I just heard something that opened my eyes to how so very important fruits and vegetables were to keeping our immune system strong. Wait for them to ask. Wait. Or, I'm having a get-together at my house this Thursday. I'd love for you to join me. Okay, always set a follow-up appointment after every conversation. One conversation should always lead to a follow-up conversation. For example, the video is only 5 minutes. Do you have 5 minutes to watch this video in the next day or so? Great, I'll call you tomorrow. And I cannot wait to hear what you think about, say, one specific thing that you think was going to trigger something. I can't wait for you to tell me what you think of brain health, because they have mentioned something about, something to do with the brain. You've got to cater it to their needs. Would you give me an opinion on this? You're asking for their opinion. And can I call you back around 6 or 8 o'clock, or what's better for you? What's the best number to reach you at? Who could introduce who could you introduce another product to? We've got the customer, but they're not on everything. This is, your personality has to come through on this. But you could say, oh my gosh, I am just hearing so many wonderful stories about how joints are improved. I have a friend who said they could run again because they added one more thing, our omega, to their fruits and vegetables. You want to open that door for them to want to know more about that. You have just got to try our omega and see what you experience. I can't promise anything, but oh my goodness, if it could make your knees feel better or your hips feel better, wouldn't that be just wonderful? Let's try it. And who do you want to join you in this Juice Plus Live? We got that coming up. So let's be thinking about, put our thinking caps on and let's think who we can, and the way we invite them is going to make them want to do it or not. Hi, Joan. When I think of you, I want to grow and make an impact with you. You come to my mind and my heart. I am growing my team to impact more families, and I'd love to do it with you. Would you please consider joining me at our Global Juice Plus Live online event next month? You just want to entice them. And you could say, because you have a heart for others and you love health, I thought of you. I would love for you to come and learn and have fun. Fun is a big word. And get a glimpse into our culture and community. It will be a blast. And I'd love to know that you're online with me. And then let's have a cocktail afterwards and talk about it. Okay. When you're talking to a close friend or family, Bob, you have mentioned that you're seeing me have more energy, or Joan, I know you've asked me about my skin, that you think it looks so much better. Do you want me to let you in on a little secret I'm doing? You're enticing them and engaging them to talk to you. Okay, someone with a health challenge. I love this one, and we all need to remember this when we don't open our mouth, and we should. Do you have a few minutes to talk? I cannot get you off my mind. I would never want you to say, Linda, you knew about this and you did not share it with me. It has made such a difference in our health, and there are over 35 medical studies proving its effectiveness. Do you have a few minutes? A parent or a grandparent. Hey, Beth, I just watched a video with this pediatrician, Dr. William Sears. Have you heard of him? He's the new Dr. Spock. And it made me think of you. I think you would love this information on how to get children healthy, what he thinks of different things. And you can do that. Hone in on one thing that you think will interest them. Okay, here's another. Hi, Sue. I love all that I've been learning about nutrition, and I'm so excited to share how we made one simple change in our health. It's made a huge difference. I'm having an event on Facebook this Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Are you free for a few minutes? I'd love to add you to this private group. Make it sound special. And you can jump on Facebook and see all the posts. That could get them excited. Hi, Kelly. Each month, I host a 10-day Shred Facebook event. And I thought you might be interested in joining me to shred some not so healthy habits during this pandemic or get a jump start on feeling more energetic and feeling more alive. Would you like me to send you a flyer? Okay, this is a good one right here. Let me have a little sip of water. This is a big one. And next week, when we're talking more about the business, I'm gonna dive more into how important this is. Do your homework. Prior to meeting anybody, with a new prospect, do your homework and study all the information about them and their life. Look them up on social media and see their interest, their work, their family. Being personable and adding value over time makes you a great resource when they realize that their needs can be met by you. Give them power. This is one I think we really have to learn. You know, like I said last week, you can't be the know-it-all. Even though you know more than them right now, you don't want to come across that way. Give them power. When I first meet someone new, I typically just will listen. The key is to let them talk and feel like they are important and they're helping you. When you give that prospect the power and they feel comfortable with you, they will start to open up to you. The less you talk about you and the solutions you have, the more information they will give you. If a person feels like they are sharing something that helps you or something that you need and something you didn't know, that empowers them to talk more and start opening up, engaging. One part of engaging. Engage in conversation with pertinent questions. I'm just going to throw some questions out there for you. And I'm sure you got tons, but I'm just going to go through them real quick. How are you dealing with staying at home and not getting to go to restaurants or to visit your friends? How are you dealing with not going to the office? You know, are you having your work at home? Is your company laying off? How secure is your job right now? How are your children handling this? Are you concerned about staying healthy? Tell me what you are doing to stay sane, for God's sakes. And then what mask do you use? You know, I see all these different masks. Tell me about the one you use. It is so cute. Tell me about activities you're doing. Hey, are you cooking more by being at home? Will you share some recipes with me? Are your kids going to school? Are you homeschooling? Did you know there was a robbery in our neighborhood? And that really did happen just last week, robbery around the corner. How do you feel about the vaccine? What is your favorite series? I love this one. What's your favorite series on Netflix or Amazon? Ask their opinion. Why do you like it? Tell me about it. I see you have an iPhone. Do you feel that's better than an Android? Or tell me why you like it. The grocery store. I see you're buying artichokes. I don't know what to do with them. Will you tell me what you do with an artichoke? Okay. Do you like your tennis shoes? They look so comfortable. I have a very narrow foot. Would you think that would be a good for me? The plant store. I love those plants, but never had one. I don't have a green thumb. Can you tell me about it? Now, this conversation could lead into, I don't have a green thumb, but I have found something that I can grow so easily. You're going to lead into the tower gardens. They're at the plant store, so you know they like plants. That could lead into a great conversation about tower gardens. Stories. They are attention getters. They will grab somebody's attention in a heartbeat. For instance, everybody that's heard Jay Martin, he's the best storyteller I know. He grabs your attention immediately. A good story, especially one with a little humor, will be a great icebreaker. Think about the times in your life that things have happened to you and that made you laugh. Chances are they would make someone else laugh too. Even if you are a good conversationalist, there's always room to grow and get better. When we remember to show up, be real, love others, and not quit, we can loosen our white knuckles hold on fear. We don't have to control the outcome of what we do and what we say. We just have to get out there and try. Now, next week, we're going to use these tips to finalize the sale or to finalize bringing a new prospect in the business. With these tools, you may be able to get that prospect realizing you have a much needed solution to their problems, and they won't be able to give you that credit card fast enough. Okay.
Thank you, Linda, for just sharing those just nuggets. I think it'd be great if we had that written down to refer to. I think that may be really beneficial. So we'll steal your notes. Okay, guys, I'm just looking at the clock, and we went over for today, and that was my fault. I took too long recapping, but we're not going to do planning, but I'm going to challenge you guys to be sure and take 10 minutes sometime today, if you haven't already. Get your hot hands list put together and utilize all this information. Y'all just got a ton of information. So I'm going to encourage you guys to use that as you plan for this week. Think about how you're going to engage with that list of people you're going to connect with. And then we'll get these talking points from Linda out to you. And hopefully that will make for a great week in connecting. All right, hope you guys have a phenomenal week, and we will talk to you same time, same place next week. And we'll work on not doing a password. That took up a lot of time right there in the beginning. So we'll see what we can work out from that regard. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate y'all so much and just being on the call with us. Make it a great week.
Thanks, Elaine.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Linda.
Bye.
Bye, great call. Thank you.
Great. Glad you're on there, Jeff.
Me too. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.